I do it for the one that died or fed millions with soul food, flowed, and stocked my bad kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move, they gladly imitate it. I ain't flattered, I'm a dragon to your paper castle. The alpha and omega, promise it ain't nothing after.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And up next is Darius Slay, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season.
It's the Eagles and the Giants, and it's coming up next.
That's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river. We are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
And Bob's, I was thinking about getting a kitchen table then, but then next thing you know, the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that's just a waste. You literally just need a fucking tablecloth.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete.
Nah.
Final month, we're underway in Week 14.
It's 80.
And that'll carry over
listen, we don't use it. You guys use it as a closet, that's it. Because when KK's home, we're barely home, all 3 of us together and shit like that. So that's the only time we sit at the kitchen table is when 3 of us is here. KK's about to go to college and shit. If it's just me and you, that ain't happening. And plus, like I said, with the schedule and shit like that, we barely eat together anyway.
Skills to be a starter, but there's usually a youngster behind him that they're grooming and they want on the field. But when given an opportunity to be the guy, he's led teams to the.
So now I'm thinking about the recliner now. Because what I'm thinking of is if we get the recliner.
Brilliant mind.
Now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. The first carry now. This is Williams. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Play action. It's Taylor. On the move to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? There was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How are they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
On 2nd down, Taylor's throw incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Taylor to throw. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
3-3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Gotta get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And he fires.
Get the fuck out of here.
Picked out by Xavier McKinney. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Taylor. He'll drop this down to Williams. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group, and sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
The numbers for Sanders last week, 12 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments and how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but man, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Throwing is Hurts. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Eagles at 11-1 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. T.Y. Hilton. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the T.Y. Hilton touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. As we roll on here in the month of December, Week 14 coming up tonight. We got a good one in the AFC West. Get the Parkas out, Kansas City and Denver from the frigid Empower Stadium at Mile High. And then tomorrow night you can turn those Parkas in for some shorts, golf polos, and flip-flops. Monday Night Football in Arizona. Patriots, Cardinals, 8:15 Eastern. From the 22, Taylor. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Now Taylor. The loop, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Ready?
3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. They'll drop to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at about the 14. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10.
Ready, kick. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Bird sets up to throw it.
Come on.
It's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. They run. It's Williams. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. And look, they got it. Good for them, but they were within his range. I know that would have been a long field goal. I'm kind of surprised he didn't kick it, though.
I guess what he's going to have to do is frame it as, I just had so much confidence in the offense there, that's why I went for it. It's not me saying you couldn't have made that field goal. I'm going to need you later. Stay ready.
Yeah, he did have the one miss earlier, but you're right. Stay ready. There's still plenty of time in this game.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Eagles. There he goes, left side. The 20, 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
I know many talk about the kick return as maybe the most exciting play in football. But any type of a return where it's a change of possession, where the defense gets the ball, that's exciting too. But it's not just an accident. Once they get the football, they've worked on finding people to block, creating running lanes for...
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. To throw again on second down. Taylor. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now Taylor to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Jamie Gillen now on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding offense. Oh, fucking bullshit.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Hurts. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, You're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
They'll throw now on the final play. And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Texans who are out in front. Davis Mills has thrown a touchdown pass. Next, we head off to check out another game. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And at the half, they trail the visiting Jets in that ball game. The Jets trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Guy.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Take it in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jalen Hurts bringing the Eagles out for their next drive. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who I am, which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Second down, back to Sanders. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Running lanes ran a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Well, that's complete to Sanders. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. They'll set up to throw. And once again, this is Sanders. They find some open field here. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. It'll be Hurts on the option. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jalen Hurts with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior. And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Taylor. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Shepard. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Taylor going to give now to Williams. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Hassan Reddick coming through with a stop there and a tackle for loss to boot. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Taylor will throw. This to Jarwin. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And coach is always hard on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for it, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. Trying to power it in with Arma. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Giants are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Extra point try good by Gano. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all total. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Welcome back now here in East Rutherford.
Let's go now.
It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
43 yards on the ground for him so far.
Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
In motion, the tight end. Running right, here's Sanders. A nice little juke. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Another run with Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from him right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
They'll run with Sanders. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Here we go.
Sanders again.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced it.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Eagles look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
And New York set to take the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
On first down, it's Taylor.
Open man right side is Tony. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Come on.
Throwing again on second down. Taylor.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Taylor. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. And I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made 1 more play, could have had our shutout.
A gain of 3, second down. Another run here with Sanders. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 83 yards rushing for him. He has been tremendous all day long. The types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And the Giants are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up second down. Here's Taylor to throw. Flushed it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here we go. It's Taylor on 4th down. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, 27 yards. And the Eagles stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
Yeah.
So for Philadelphia, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Giants, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.
Pass me that loader. While you up there. Doing jack squat. God, why you gotta throw stuff at me violently? So violently.
They sold a million records, yeah. Used to be on my checklist, yeah. Diamonds don't need a necklace, look. You got the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot go without God in it. We bought the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend.
Later.
I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend. Run it up, 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 run it up. You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog, so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just the once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's right. I thank God for the payment.
I love you. You got all this stuff right there, your insurance. Better.